Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Aliens and Angels Live podcast, December 14th, 2025. And today is a special day. It's for my members and my regulars, and this is our spiritual potluck. So I don't know who's going to be my guest on stage today. Might be one of you, not sure, but you're more than welcome to join me. Love to meet you. So, as I mentioned, today's a special day where I invite my channel members and faithful regulars to the live from the live chat to the stage, so we can meet each other and have a friendly, encouraging visit and talk about all things NHI. And as usual, all of the links are featured below. And I want to thank you in advance for liking, commenting, subscribing, and please do share my content with your friends. YouTube and Rumble channel memberships are also now available, so you can receive my perks and help to support the channel. Okay, well, let's see who's here in the live chat. Here we are, and I'll just put the link into the live chat. And y'all can let me know whether or not this works. I'm not sure how many guests I can actually even have on the stage. I think it's 6, but maybe that's including me, so it might be 5. Not really sure. But there it is. Denise, I'm wondering if you, Denise is my moderator. Denise, I want to thank you so much for being here. And if you could share that link, just test it out, make sure it works, and put it up for people who show up in the live today. There she is.
Hi.
Denise, so nice to finally get to meet
Hi.
you. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I did not know you were going to be this beautiful. You should have warned me. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I have the weirdest thing happen to me where it's very difficult for me to initiate doing housework. I'm sure most people can relate to that. Put it off, put it off, put it off. And I was thinking of doing some housework about a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to get it done before the solstice or before Christmas. And I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And then all of a sudden, like magic, I got up a couple days ago and I cleaned my whole house. And I swear to God, Denise, it was like jumping timelines. I went from one timeline with a messy house. I have 2 cats, and I had dust bunnies the size of tumbleweeds. And as they're rolling past me, I'm going, yeah, maybe it's time to do some housework, Karen, right? And I went from that timeline to another timeline where I not only found it easy and quick, I'll clean the whole place in one afternoon. And I'm going, I don't get it. This is the same me, same house, same reality. How can it be so different? I don't know. What's your take, Denise? You think I
Oh,
jumped
I get
timelines?
like that. I get like that too.
Do you?
Yes, I look around and I look around and I say I have to do this, I have to do that, and I just don't want to. And then I could be laying down and wake up at 3 in the morning and just decide I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It just has to be that moment, and then I'm like a whirlwind. I don't
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. And I'm sore for a couple of days because it's out of my habit,
Yeah,
pushing the vacuum and things like that. But anyway, it feels so good to get it done.
I know.
So, so I'm so glad you're here, Denise, because I really want to give you public recognition because you've been absolutely a godsend.
Oh,
You started coming to my channel, watching my shows. I asked you if you would moderate. You said yes, and you've been fantastic. You put all the links for the guests in the live chat. You put my links in the live chat. You welcome everybody. We actually haven't had too much in the way of shenanigans. So,
no.
to Spain. I mean, it's just a wonderful, wonderful group.
It
Wait,
is.
Helena, did Helena say she's from Sweden?
Yes, Alina's
Yeah.
from Sweden. I believe Fearlessly is in Canada.
Yeah, she's just north of me. She's in Edmonton and I'm in central Alberta.
Oh, okay.
And you're on the east coast of like New York area, right?
Yes, I'm like an hour or so from Montauk. And I'm I'm close to the maybe a half hour more to Hamptons. But yes, we got snow last night, about 4 inches.
Yeah.
It's nice to look at, but I don't like going out in it.
Yeah, me neither. I don't I have trouble walking on the ice. People who were born and live here. Hi, Fearlessly.
She should be coming.
Feel free to click the link and join us. Um, so I'm sort of afraid of falling on the ice,
Me too.
and as we get older, we got to be more conscious of that. But I do have cleats that are metal cleats that are in a sort of a stretchy rubber thing, and I can put them at the bottom of my boots. That helps quite a lot. But I also am not 100% crazy about the cold.
No,
Just
I'm
gonna
not either. The older
Yeah.
I get, I hate the cold. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
It's when I was younger, I could go out in a sweater, it wouldn't bother me. But
Mm-hmm.
not now. I'm too cold.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, me too. I have two cats. I know I always tell people I have two cats.
Yes,
I guess I'm on my way to being crazy cat lady, but even the cats don't like going out when it's snowy, and they don't like it. They just
I
want to
know.
stay in and sleep. It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
So, Denise, I was wondering if you want to tell us how you got started in being interested in ETs and uh, the paranormal. And hi, Fearlessly, my neighbor to the north.
Hi. I'm trying to figure out all these settings. They're a little bit. Is there any back?
No.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I guess I don't need these.
You were asking about feedback.
Yeah, because it gave me the option for like the mic to be speakerphone, headset, earpiece, or Bluetooth headset.
Oh.
But I didn't know it was going to be the headphones as well. So I was like, hopefully. But then, as long as there's no feedback, I'm happy.
No,
Yeah,
it's good. No
Yeah.
noise.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Lovely to meet you, ladies.
yeah, so nice to meet you both finally. It's just nice to put a face and a personality. So Fearlessly, when you came in, I had just asked Denise to tell us how she got interested in the paranormal, ETs, UFOs, all this crazy stuff, how she got interested in it. Has she had any experiences with it? And I thought, well, let's start off by letting Denise have the floor, and then we'll jump to you, Fearlessly.
Well, I think that that it all started. I always believed that there was something more out there, always. But I think it was during the lockdown.
Yeah.
And I got interested in watching podcasts. And the ones that I really related to, I stuck with.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I never personally saw an ET, I still believe. And after I read your books, it's very funny because if you were here, I know you'd laugh. I would sit in the recliner and open the sliding doors, and I would look in the sky and say, could you come to me, please? I won't be afraid. And I did that regularly, but I said, if they want to come, they'll come. If they don't, I still know that they're out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I only saw spirit twice.
Mm-hmm.
My mom died when I was 9.
Oh,
And
sorry to hear that.
thank you. And I had woke up in the morning and I saw her standing at the bottom of the bed. And she had this, I always say, she had this look on her face like concern, worry, I don't know. And I ran down and I said to my father, I saw Mommy. And he looked at me and I described everything she was wearing and holding. And he said, someone had to tell you. That's what I buried her in.
Wow.
And we were not allowed to go to the funeral parlor. They thought it would upset us too much. We were too little.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back, I know that they thought they were making the right decision, but it wasn't for me because I never got closure
Mm-hmm.
until I just shoved it aside until I was about 50 or more. And I started to mourn her then, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other time I was with my fiance, I had woken up and there was an elderly man coming into the bedroom and he kept calling my friend's name. And I said, she doesn't live here. I remember
Mm-hmm.
telling him where she lived. I said, she doesn't live here. And Richie woke up and said, what are you doing? I said, there's a man in the living room. I think you should go find out who it is.
Mm-hmm.
No one ever believed me. They thought I was dreaming or making it up, but I knew it was real, you know. But I think, and then with the spirituality, I think I gave up being religious, Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, a long time ago. I knew that all religions to me were the same because I used to go visit Orthodox, Lutheran, just to see. And the
Mm-hmm.
message was the same to me. So I considered myself spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
And then after 9/11, that's when the spirituality really kicked in. You know, I asked why me and not my friends? Why did I not go with them? But after watching a lot of podcasts, especially yours, I knew there was a reason I was still here.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know the reason? No. But I know that there is a reason that I'm here and there are things I need to do. And in time, I will do them all. But I do have to say, Karen, out of all the podcasts I watch, in all honesty, I love yours the most. Maybe that's why it's so easy moderating for you, because when you really like what you're doing, it's easy, you know. And I want to thank you for that. But I don't have anything else really as a story.
That's
But I'm
okay.
very interested to hear Fearlessly's. I really am.
I am too, but I just want to quickly say, you're making me cry. I'll tell you
No,
why,
no,
is because I have had several different times in the last few years where I just wanted to quit everything. I want to quit podcasts, quit everything, just tired of it. I don't know if I'm reaching anybody. I don't know if anybody hears me. Am I wasting my time, you know? And sorry, I'm a very emotional person.
that's okay.
And
You get
my and my guides say to me, who are you to judge your message? You have prayed for a long time that you wanted to be able to reach people on your own level. You want to find other people like you. You want to be a comfort and bring joy to this world. There's just so much crap going on, you know, and this has always been my heartfelt desire. And so my guide said to me, who are you to say your stuff is no good? Who are you to judge your message when part of your message is from us and part of it is from your higher self too? And you need to keep doing it. Just keep putting one foot in the other in front of the other and just keep doing it. Well, eventually I ended up saving up enough. I'm not a rich woman, but I have more than enough to eat, more than enough clothes. You know, I can feed my cats, you know, like I can't complain at all, right? So eventually I had enough money I saved up to get StreamYard so I could start doing live streams. And then I waited for my community to come, and I kept hearing a voice saying, if you build it, they'll come, right? So I just went, I got to trust one day people are going to come. And then people started coming, and you were one of the first ones, Denise. And you've been on every show. There's the odd one you have to miss because you have a medical appointment or something comes up. I totally understand that. And you're not obligated to be here, but you've been the most wonderful moderator. I've had no problems whatsoever and much joy since you joined me. Now, with that happy note, I want to turn it over to Fearlessly, because Fearlessly, what's really interesting about you, we have so many mutual friends like Brian Burns and other people, and I feel like we've connected very meaningfully, and maybe you want to share with us how you got started in all of this.
Okay, so I first have to share a funny story with you, though, about you and Ryan, actually, is the fact that, so I found you a few years ago, in and around the same time I had found Ryan. And I actually only ever used to listen through Spotify, and I used to begrudgingly be like, where's everybody going for this live? Because it's recording, right? And I'd be like, where is everybody going for this live? Like, I feel like I'm the odd man out. And I even heard one of your giveaways recently. It was what I finally found out about YouTube. So I was like super excited when I finally figured out where all the cool kids were going. But it was a few years ago. And I actually had no idea up until this year that you guys were one and the same from like when I've listened. I never put two and two together. I found you guys both completely separately. And I had no idea up until this year when I finally put two and two together. And I had watched instead of just listened for some reason. It clued in that was Ryan on your show. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait, that's Hero Paranormal on Karen's head. And so it was super exciting for me. But I want to say thank you for this, because this is actually really surreal to me, because when I did find you a few years ago, I found you to be an absolute inspiration. And I remember driving home. I think I had just dropped off my daughter at my parents' house. And I remember I was driving home, and I said to myself, one day I'm going to meet that lady.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. I'm actually getting, oh my gosh. So I just wanted to say thank you for that, because you really have. You've been a serious inspiration for me. And it's beautiful, like getting to meet all the wonderful people in your community, and how uplifting, and I don't know, it's an encouraging experience to be a part of your community. And I think like anybody who's had that opportunity to be immersed in it, feels it instantaneously and keeps coming back for more. And I think that's a testament to who you are and what you bring forward to us and from us, out of us, to experience as a whole, as ourselves, and as a whole self. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, both of you, for your kind words. It really is like a shot. Well, I don't know, maybe that's the wrong analogy. We used to say it's like getting a shot, but maybe nowadays we don't want to say that anymore. I'm sorry. Okay, I take that back. It's like having, I don't know, you guys are wonderful, and you're both intelligent. You've got intelligent things to say. And one thing I really wanted was to keep this real. I didn't want it to be a bunch of phony baloney. And we get all these people that have had ET experiences, which reminds me, Denise, I often will go out in the night and open the back door to the backyard, look at the sky and say, I'd love to see you. Would you like to come? I've even said, hey, if humans are harassing you or giving you a rough time, you can have sanctuary at my house. Like, I'm serious. I talk to them all the time because I've had real experiences. But you know what? They don't show up. I'm left standing there looking, nothing comes. And yet I've heard so many people with so much success. But then inside myself, I know I had an incredible experience back in 2014. That was my big kick at the can. And that's the information I should be sharing with people, because what's going on here on Earth is crazy making. We don't know if they're good ETs, bad ETs, if they're reptilians, or there's some kind of real scary kind of grays, or whether this
The
is
mantis.
Yes.
yeah, or human initiated, a fat fake uh false flag, like how do we even know? I don't know, but I trust what people say, and I invite all kinds of people to the show, and I give them the credibility. So I'm a big fan of Typical Skeptic. So I don't know if you know Rob
That's how
Khalil.
I met you.
Oh, awesome. Well, he's absolutely true blue. And he works so hard to bring this information out. And he does not make a lot. Neither do I. I mean, I'm lucky. I have you guys, and I have your awesome donations, which really helps me a lot. So I have that. But he's an amazing guy. But one thing he does is he never judges anybody, no
No.
matter how out there their stories or experiences are. We all need somebody to give us some credibility, because let's face it, we're not getting that in our community. I go to the sauna sometimes here in central Alberta at the rec center. There's no way I can talk about this stuff. I mean, if I try, it's just like right away that cold, icy look. Okay, so we have Kristen in the live chat. Kristen, do you want to come? You're definitely one of our regulars. Did you want to come up on the stage? Because you can if you want. We also had Cheetah Moon 1430. Now, I don't
That's
know
my
you.
daughter.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Ah,
She's
hello.
also welcome to come on if she wants to. I just don't want to add people I don't know, on account of sometimes they think it's funny to show off their genitalia, and I disagree. I draw the line at that. So yeah, so Denise, what does this say? Let's have a look. It says, Kristen says hello at Denise, and no, I'm good to watch. Okay, just may want to make sure we didn't leave you out. Or Cheetah Moon, lovely to have you. Cheetah Moon 1430. And Kristen also says, thank you, Karen. No gender reveal. Oh, that's kind of cute. To me, it doesn't matter. Like, I got to tell you, the experience I had, Denise has read my book. The experience I had with ETs was very, very different than here on Earth. They don't have all those things that divide them the way they divide us. So if it isn't, man versus woman, it's Republican versus Democrat. If it isn't that, it's Christian versus Muslim. And if it isn't that, it's how much money you make or don't make. And if it isn't that, it's religion. Like, if you sit down and write a list of all the things that have been constructed to separate us, and imagine if that was removed, how much easier we could find it to have peaceful, balanced lives, to help each other. I'm sorry, I'm always preaching, but I can't really help it because, oh, there's Tennessee. Hey, Tennessee, did you want to
Hi.
join us on this stage? Everybody loves you.
Oh, yes.
But if you're not, primed and ready, you don't have to. But if you want to, I'm going to put it back in the copy live chat in case you would like to join us. Or, of course, your wonderful son, that would be okay. You could bring your wife. That's all good too. Yeah, because I got to tell you, Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot's been a big inspiration to me. Let me
Oh,
jump
yeah.
back. Let me just jump back a little bit to you, Fearlessly. So you have, you and I and Denise and I, we don't necessarily share the same opinions on everything, but you guys always have something intelligent to add. You obviously do a lot of research. You all obviously are plugged right in. And I think that's so wonderful, because people who just come across the show and just are finding it for the first time, it's really nice to be able to find other people who also have similar or just inquiring minds, just that want to reach below or above, depending on how you look at it, all the BS. Okay, Kentucky says, I will be there in a minute. Thank you. Well,
Yay.
you're very welcome. Yeah. So what I love about him and his family is he's what he self-identifies as homegrown Amish, which means it's a completely different way of living. I'm going to let him explain it when he comes on, but he's very insightful, very spiritual, and he's in touch with the Bigfoots.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and and so respectful of the Bigfoots. You know, they take apples out there and fruit and treats and snacks and crystals and interesting little toys and all kinds of things for the Foots. And then they go back a couple days later and they notice that, you know, the way things have been moved around shows that it had to be someone with manual dexterity and a certain level of intelligence, because squirrels are just not going to bother. They might eat a bit of apple, but they're not going to really
Yeah.
bother.
And wasn't it like, I believe it was the last time he was on on your show that he also talked about receiving a gift,
Yeah.
right? Remember, I believe he received a gift one time, and he was telling us about that on your show the last time he was on. And it was really
from Bigfoot.
Yeah,
Yes,
and it
but
was
I
really
can't
beautiful that
remember what.
because I remember them talking to him or his son in the chat after or during, and it was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get him to tell us about that too when he comes on. So one of the things I saw on one of his videos is he had a drawing of a Bigfoot, and it had long legs. It was just a simple pencil drawing, and he had it folded in four, and he left it under a rock. When they went back, the paper, someone had taken it out and folded it so that the legs were shorter. I think I got the story right. Folded it so that the legs were actually shorter. And so it was folded a completely different way, put it back and put the rock on top so they'd find it. And I thought that was so super cool because they're out in the middle of nowhere. They're out in, I believe, the mountains of Tennessee and basically, but we'll let him tell that when he arrives. So yeah, I love this community. I mean, when I tell people I really love you guys, I really do. And part of that, I'm just going to do a little confession here, is I don't have a whole lot to do with ordinary humans. It's not that I think I'm better. I think it's because I'm autistic. And autistic people, oh my God, we have so much trouble reading a room. We have so much trouble with communication. It's funny because on my show, I don't really come across as being autistic, but if you saw me in real life, you would recognize it right away with the way I feel and the way I do things. But I find it really difficult to connect with community. So even when I moved here, I have a lot of relatives here in central Alberta, actually right up to St. Albert and down to Lake Calgary. And I looked them up when I moved here, and I was surprised. They all said the same thing. They said, "You're weird. You're just weird. You come back when you can act normal." And I walked away from that and I went, "Oh, this is the best present I ever got because now I don't have to go to their dinners and I don't have to go to their get-togethers. Have to pay them any mind whatsoever. I'm free." And I was like, "Your wish is my command." So I wasn't offended. I was actually exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's also affected my my self-esteem. So I'm not trying to complain and go, "Oh, poor old lady here." I don't mean it like that. But I'm just saying I have challenges just like all of you do, you know, with self-esteem and sometimes emotional dysregulation and being heard and communicating in a meaningful way. You know, being a human being in this day and age, on the one hand, it's never been more interesting. And on the other hand, oh, it's a real challenge, especially if you're sensitive. I don't know. Denise, fearlessly, do you have anything you want to say to that?
Well, I feel it with it's funny, but I have to admit, the people that I have resonated with online that I have never met personally, I feel more in common with them than I do with my family. And sometimes I battle with that, thinking, is there something wrong with me? You know, it's a battle that I have within myself. But then I said, no, you know, maybe I've never met you or shook your hand, but in a way I know you. I do, you know, and there are certain people that you meet online that you just gravitate towards, you know. That's why I wanted Fearlessly on here too, because when she comes on, I understand everything she's saying. And I go, oh yeah, I didn't think of that. Oh, so it's your channel, and I has the best people on there, the most nicest, respectful people. And it's so nice to see a chat with positive comments and not negative all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I do. And I'm so grateful because there's a synergy between you guys and me, the show, and where it ends up going, because it does go out on all the audio platforms as well as, you know, X and Rumble and Odyssey, and it's on my website, it's pretty much everywhere. So you know, and if I'm just on here by myself, I don't know, it's certainly not as much fun, but I feel like you guys are family, like we know each other, and I can't explain how or why or
Exactly.
when. So I'm thinking it's on a higher dimensional reality. We may be friends. And we all went, okay, let's all go hang out with Karen, you know, and help her with her. Oh, Kristen,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Kristen.
Thank you so much. It's very, very kind of you. I never expect people to give me donations or super chats or even memberships, but if you do, believe me, it helps a lot. It really does. And bless your heart. That is just so kind. Thank you. And but I don't expect it. I want to make sure you guys have enough food. It's super expensive. It's double the cost of rent, housing, or if you buy a house, or food is double what it is in the States, and our dollar is at least 25 cents less. So it's, you know, it's challenging, but you know, we obviously we make it work. We make it work. Ah, there's Tennessee, says you rock. Yeah, everybody loves Tennessee. Oh
yeah.
my God, look at that. Tennessee, Kentucky, Bigfoot. Yeah. So I also really appreciate that. So the funny thing is, one time, only once since I started this podcast, and it was a day when Denise couldn't make it, and I had a foul-mouthed person on with every swear word in the book in the live chat. Like it wasn't just bad, it was the worst of the worst. And I actually put it up. I actually put it up so that people could see how bad it really was. And then what I did was I thanked the guy for his watch time, and then I banned him. So that's how that went. Yeah. So there he is. Oh, awesome. And yeah, so this is so nice because these are you know, either members or regulars that we have all the time. And I thought, why don't we just get together? So excited. Get together and meet each other and just, you know, hang out. And I thought this was so cool because we've all inspired each other. So I should probably let Denise and Fearlessly talk, because they had things they wanted to say about you, my friend.
Oh, he's wonderful. Aw.
Oh.
He's sleeping.
Awesome.
Hey
So,
guys, you may say something. I've just.
Well, I was wondering if you would tell everybody what you mean by homemade Amish, because you guys figure a lot of stuff out on your own and you don't seem so dogmatic. So you want to tell us what that's about?
Yeah, I think that's the only way I can describe it. It's homemade. I'm starting to add the word redneck Amish. I'm not even sure what we are. You know, you can't explain to people. They come to our house, and we got chickens and pets, and we do so much stuff here on the little property that we've been here about 30 years. So we're, except people
Oh,
walk in and there's chickens walking around, and I mean,
you're cutting in and out, my friend.
not normally in the house, but
to say that again.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was going to say that we have pets and all that. So our house, I call it a farmhouse because I don't think people understand. We're not regular people. We have chickens running around, and sometimes our pets need operations and stuff, and so or they're in the house because they whatever. So we're it gets and you might be cooking up a chicken. A lot of people have never seen a chicken cooked, and you're like, yeah, well, you got to pull the feathers. Like, what's going on with the feathers? But chicken legs and stuff. But I want to say a couple things though. I just want to say it's good to see Denise and Fearless Phoenixing is awesome, and you guys were saying earlier, yeah, I mean it's always a pleasure. And here's the thing: is I don't sit down and watch anybody like planned. We sit down for tea, and we catch Karen all the time. It's like,
yeah,
and that's who I watch is whoever's on the. It's kind of like turn the TV on and see who's on, and for some reason Karen is always on, and it's like there's no way this ain't coincidental. It's like, well, we just sit down and have tea, and that's exactly what happened. We forgot. A lot of people think we might follow. I mean, we follow a lot of people, but I kind of wait. We're kind of like. I guess I would say, I think we're spirit guided because we're not actually. I remember you guys had this meeting and you told us last week, or you're going to have it. So, but whether we be there or not, but it depends on the timing. And we're sitting in the garage today working, and we just sat down for tea. And sure enough, we turned it on. I'm like, looky there, ain't that funny? Found the meeting and was on time. Never had to think about it. Just there you are. And so it's really cool. And like I said, with your channel. Very pleasurable conversations and good conversations. And that's really what I tune into. I tune into good people with good purposes and have good conversations. And, it's a pleasure. You've always got good people and good conversations. And so, we love you to death. Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, we love you to death. And we love people that we support anybody that's doing that kind of work. We'll follow someone, especially, they might not have very many viewers, but we're in. Because if you've got a message, we want to be there and at least be in the cheerleading crowd, say, hey, we love you, and trying to be a part of helping anybody that's, bringing good messages and good stuff. So.
Oh, thank you. And I'm sure everyone feels the same way about you. And actually, it does feel honestly, and this may sound crazy, but I feel closer to you guys than I do to my own physical family. Way closer. I believe Denise said something similar. And at first I thought, oh my God, am I that lonely and desperate that I have to make up imaginary friends online? And I'm going, no, this is not imaginary. Don't gaslight me about my ET and don't gaslight me about who I want to love, And the feeling's either there or it's not. And thank God it's here. And I'm so happy. And I'm really looking forward to a new year. I'm going to do some things a little different. Last year, I had on a couple gals for the Mystical Mothers. We did that once a month. I also did a kind of a conspiracy panel once a month. But next month in January, what I'm going to do is every show I do in January, I'm going to orient it towards predictions. So I'm going to ask you guys for your predictions. If you'd like to come on the show, we'll do a show together, the four of us, or could come on and let's do our predictions. They don't have to be, oh, I'm psychic and I'm seeing this or that. Although I do have to tell you, and this is not good news for you, Denise, and I don't want to scare you, but I have seen I see different timelines and they don't all always come true. Something could happen and completely changes us to another timeline. But I have a feeling something's going to hit New York and I don't exactly know what, but coming up this year. But anyway, I thought we could get together in January and talk about our predictions. What do we see happening? Because the world's so crazy. It could go in any direction at any time. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Well,
But I
I
think
felt the same way about New York, Karen. So you didn't scare me. But you know what? I don't get scared. I don't. Because the way I think is whatever God wants is going to happen. I can't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't control it. And that's how I live,
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not sure of something, I'll pray to him and say, could you give me some kind of an answer so I know that I'm doing the right thing? And I have to say,
Mm-hmm.
always does, always
Mm-hmm.
does.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't worry about that. Do I get concerned? Yes. I get
Mm-hmm.
concerned for the world,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. What do you think, Fearlessly?
Well, I think the last like 24 hours, just like seeing things that have taken place around the world in the last 24 hours, it seems like things have gone from chaotic to like we're on I feel like we're at the cusp of like we've exploded so far out that we're going to then implode on itself.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, where like anything, like you guys said, anything is possible now. And it's funny when you guys were talking about how you feel with the people online versus like the people within your like physical circle of, be it like your neighborhood, your family, whatever. It was funny. I was like thinking about, actually just hit me out of nowhere. Never thought about this before, but like, what if part of the deal with all, because when we were talking earlier about like all the things that divide us, I realized what's the one thing that used to divide us that no longer divides us in the same instant appearance kind of thing, and that's our phones. At one
Mm-hmm.
time there was a lot more like classisness when it came to phones, remember, until all phones pretty much looked alike, which made us all like very congruent together with one thing that is a form of what control and distraction. But what it is like everything has to have a balance. So what was the deal with that? It gave us the 3D conceptual ability, like something we can actually like understand and be tangible, because of how we have been programmed to be only for what is tangible and comprehensible. Is it gave us the ability to finally not have that feeling of like somewhere somebody out there has to, like, it can't just be me. And something that's kept you here so long is that knowing that there wasn't just you, there was somebody out there that you feel that connection to, that you had
Mm-hmm.
no idea. And it's almost like
Mm-hmm.
for everything that we got, we're getting this, which is a 3D tangible. We're finally able to actually like, it's like we were given equal amount of armor as we were against equal amount of, that which we have to fight against and hold ourselves like up for each other with. And so I
Mm-hmm.
think anything's possible next year. And I think that'd
Mm-hmm.
be wonderful for us. Sorry, I had to go through that tangent. It hit me like a
It's all good. It's all good. You
boom.
never have to say you're sorry. I got to tell you something. I'm pretty open-minded. I don't like people who disrespect each other and or I also equally don't like people who think they're the grand poobah, they're speaking for all ETs, or I don't like that kind of arrogance, but anything short of that I'm cool with. So I have some guests who use cannabis. I don't care. They use it, some people are vape, some smoke cigarettes, some have a glass of wine. Like, I don't care about any of that. I don't care about swear words. I don't care about any of that stuff. What I care about is that the love and harmonies here. We're trying to support people. We're being able to express ourselves freely. Oh my God, what a fresh air, especially those of us that are in Canada. That I don't want to get into politics, sorry. But our freedom of speech, I think that's being threatened all over the world. That's
Mm-hmm.
not, just Canada, right? But yeah, it's great. And I don't even care if y'all think something completely different than me, you know? As long as we're respectful to each other. I think that is sort of the key. Let's be part of something good. And it's going out into all these different platforms. We never know who's going to watch a show, who's going to listen, and it might be exactly what they needed at that moment. And that's something that we don't have any control over. That's a God, angelic, whatever thing. And we're all saying, yeah, let's do this together. So I'm wondering if you guys would like to, the three of you and me would like to come back in January. Well, I'll be back in January. Come back in January and we'll do a predictions. We'll do predictions. That gives you all time to think over the holidays what you think might be coming. And it doesn't matter if you're wrong, because like I said, timelines, they are slippery little devils. I'll tell you, you're on one timeline. I was telling Denise before y'all came on, this is super boring stuff, but this is my life. I was having a hard time motivating myself to do some housework. And this was going on for weeks. I was going, why can't I make myself do any housework? I want to get it done. I want it done before the solstice. And then one day I woke up and I just had the burning urge to do housework. Yeah, I know. How weird is that? So looking at my beautiful clean house, I went, this is so hard. How the hell could I go from one timeline where I can't bring myself to clean the house and to another timeline where it's super easy? And it's like, what the hell changed? I don't know. Maybe nothing. Anyway, I know it's sort of a boring topic talking about housework when we could be talking about ETs and such, but yeah. So, yeah, so I don't care what you guys do on the show. I mean, I would prefer it if you kept your clothes on. Yeah, I guess I will draw the line there. And anybody to hurt anybody else or hurt themselves. That's pretty much where I draw the line. But if you guys like, I know some of our regular viewers, they're heavy cannabis users. I use it myself sometimes, so it's not like I'm going to judge anybody. Oh, there we go. We got a little participation in the go. See, I don't mind. It doesn't bother me at all. There's a hell of a lot worse things y'all could be doing, So, and anyways, I'll just zip it, let you guys pick up. Yeah.
I got a prediction for you. I know you're like,
okay.
Let's go to January, but I don't think we can wait for this one.
Okay.
Matt started talking to his name is Major Kevin. Kevin is, we'll call that as his American name, but he's a Martian, and he's on 3IA, and so they've been working on the asteroid belt, and I think they're finished up with Jupiter. They should be, Earth's on a tilt, and so they should be working on Earth the first of the year.
Yeah,
and you guys can get it, but we haven't told anybody because. You tell anybody you're talking to Martians, and they're going to go, "What? Okay." And
well, here we love it. We love you.
Yeah,
for
right.
it.
Right. You guys kind of get it, and I think it's the coolest thing. It's so much we've learned about the Martians and the Venus people, and some of the things. The Venus people are real smooth talkers, and so it's kind of like the Martians got kind of booted off. They've been gone a long time. You guys probably think, "Where's the Martians been?" Right? I started asking that question, I don't know, a month or two ago. I was like, where's the Martians? And I don't think people realize they're back. And they are very, I'm really relating to the Martians because they're like technical. They like technology. They like the little ray guns, they're really cool. And they've come back and they've kind of working on a lot of stuff in our galaxy that's been unbalanced. I guess it was during Atlantis when the Earth kind of got tilted, which our heart alignment is off tilt, and that's why a lot of us are kind of off tilt as far as being aligned with our heart. And so there should be working on the Earth about the first of the year, getting it kind of back on tilt, back on, which that means you think about Gaia is wobbling. She's kind of got a crutch, and so they get her kind of straightened out. It might be. We should see some more positive effects as far as people coming more from their heart, and so anyway, that was just something. Well, you want to say something? Looking at Matt.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of dissection of Martians being the warmongers. Well, that's because the they're the ones with the technologies. Like America, they're the ones that has the guns. They're the war machine, right? You know, it's the same type of concept, but the technology they have behind them, like when America was back in America, you know, about the 1900s or so, you know, they had quality building designs of cars, and technology was out of the craziness that we have nowadays. It's so thin and cheap plastic nowadays. But the Martians were super up on their technology, and that's been always the number one thing that anyone that doesn't got that type of technology would be like, they're warmongers. Well, they got the technology to build and create and help a lot of people in the planets and such like that. So they're just, he's saying that he's been going through the asteroid belt. The asteroid belt's been needing a lot of work for some reason. So that's what I was getting from him. He's still kind of like working in the asteroid belt, you know. He should be making it to Mars, and then before this December time period, and then January, sometime in the 1st to the sometime January, they should be making it here to Earth and try to like figure out the baseline on how to fix Earth, if that makes sense. But,
It does.
yeah.
I have a question for you. I don't know a lot about the people from Venus or the people from Mars, but it seems to me, well, I know for me personally, I learn by making mistakes. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. And I make a lot of mistakes and I learn a lot. Do you think that the people from Mars, the people from Venus, the people from Earth are from originally one community? And by all the mistakes we've made, that is putting the people who live in Mars or Venus in a better position to give us advice because they've been through it already?
Well, every time I come to that thought, that's where Gaia comes in. And that's like the collective consciousness. The physical wouldn't have been created if it wasn't for spirit. And the spirit implemented itself to be so strong that God had to create a vessel for that spirit. And so that's the way I was seeing from Gaia, is that your spirit formed your physical. And that's how the beginning of consciousness grew, is through the spirit. So the energetic form of individual spark of lights come into this veil. You might become a dog, you might become a elephant, you might become a human or a Martian. So that's like the beginning, is what I see of how we all formed together. We all came from the same energy.
We were in spirit world first. There was a turtle. I guess you can say there's a turtle in spirit form before physical form. And it's like we're just walking mushrooms. If you think about it, that's all we are. We have broke from the ground and now we walk. We got legs, but our spirit, we rose up. And we are basically walking mushrooms. Is all we are. If you actually look at it, that's all we are. We're just walking. We were in spirit, and we came here, and we basically broke free from the earth, and we're walking. You know, and so that's fascinating.
Yeah, you can almost say that we're animals. You know, right? Wild animals. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I just want to say hi to Jay Skyrunner, who is in the live chat. We've had him on the show before. I got to tell you, Jay Skyrunner is a super sincere individual. Let's put it that way. He really puts himself out trying to teach people Qigong and different things like that. And he's another real sweet person, and just so lovely to have him in the audience as well. So we got a few more minutes, but I thought maybe what I would do now is just turn it over. Maybe we could start with you, Fearlessly, and you could just tell us what comes to mind, what you would like people to know. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be a well thought out story or anything like that. Just what's your impression, and what's your advice for over the holidays, just to help people stay intact? Oh, you're muted. There you are.
Okay. So one thing I did want to mention is that when you guys were both mentioning about how you guys go out and you'll go out with at nighttime to just like let them know that you're there.
Mhm.
Just as a suggestion, instead of looking, just close your eyes and listen. You might get a response differently than you expect, but you
Mhm.
might get a more noticeable response than what you're visually looking for. And you'll be possibly very surprised at what you experience that way by just, instead of looking for something, just closing your eyes and allowing yourself to hear after you've let that out. That's just
Mhm.
one thing I wanted to say. But as far as over the like upcoming, like on our way into January, I think as long as like we remember to breathe, as like I don't know, you've probably seen me type it everywhere, it's my coined word that I use is our earth generated operating system, which everything living within the earth biome has. And it's flawlessly designed for survival. And we marry it with our consciousness soul self. But the key that allows us to like almost like hack in to that earth generated operating system is our breath. You know, like it allows us to take over that vessel in a way that no other part is. And I mean, in all honesty, I wouldn't want to be in charge of. You know, everybody talks about this like ego death and things like that, which by all means, however, whomever interprets it however they choose. But with the earth generated operating system, it's that I wouldn't want to be in charge of having to take care of my blood circulating through my body at all times, or remembering to breathe every 5 seconds, every millisecond kind of thing. But so it's like that, being able to step back. And if you do take a step back, you get to realize like there's so much more, and you can take in so much more. And yeah, and just remember that you are this vessel and you are this marriage of, you know, you can't just be one or the other. It's just finding the balance that's on the positive side versus the one that we've been often programmed and subdued into.
Mhm.
That
Thank
was
you.
beautiful.
Yeah, that was great. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. For those of you that are listening to this on a replay or an audio, please leave in the comments how what you thought of the different guests' opinions, thoughts, predictions. Love to hear from you. Denise, what are your words of wisdom?
I would just like people to not think in black and white,
Mm-hmm.
to open their minds more, listen more. And I always say it because it's my biggest thing. I wish people would love more.
Mm.
We don't have to love everyone, but God made everyone. And talk to people the way you would like to be talked to. I don't see enough of that today.
Mm-hmm.
And with the holidays coming up, we all know sometimes with family it could be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
My advice is, because I've been through it, is just ignore it all. Remember, they have a right to the way they feel. But I firmly believe no one's ever going to change the way I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you accept me, fine, I got to that point. And if you don't, that's okay too. You know, I don't get angry anymore because I look at people, even when something I feel is wrong. And I said, well, maybe they're having a bad day or this or that, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't like to get angry because I don't like the way the anger makes me feel.
Yes.
So I try to, but I just wish that, I mean, I pray every night that the planet will get better. I mean, stop fighting, stop arguing over politics. I mean, do you solve anything? No. You
Mm-hmm.
just cause enemies. And why would you want enemies? Life's too short. It really is. It goes
Mm-hmm.
by like this before you know it. So why
Does.
can't I want to do everything that I know is right before I leave this planet? I have no idea if I have to come back. If I do, it must be for another lesson. But all the wrongs that I've done, and I've done a lot, I admit that, everyone was a lesson.
Mhm.
And everyone brought me to the place I am now. You know, so like fearlessly said, yes, breathe, think. But I think it's going to be very important. I don't know why I'm saying this. You need to listen to your intuition.
Mm.
That has become very important to me. You hear that voice, no, you're not crazy. You're hearing it for a reason. And I think you should follow your intuition.
Mhm.
And just love. You know, I don't you know, if I don't get along with someone, I don't go around them. I like to be
Mhm.
around people that make me feel up, happy, raise my energy, not lower it.
Mhm. Mhm. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Jim and Matt, what do you guys have to say? We're almost out of time. I want to give you a few minutes. Any advice or just whatever, thoughts, opinions, whatever. It's all good.
But fearlessly was talking about breath work, and Matthew's always talking about breath work. So anyway, spot on that. And Denise, there was something I was going to go off on. Denise, she said something that made me think too. What was it? Brain go.
Intuition? Was it about
Intuition.
intuition?
Well, that's one thing that really have not struck me. That is your natural abilities. That was hard for me to get. That a dog can feel when something is, that person is good. A dog can do that. And it's hard to believe that psychic abilities are natural. They're natural. You just, that is, to me, I'm still trying to cross that bridge in my mind. It's natural. And anyway, that's the part I wanted to say about Denise. And so if people just realize, I think that's, like I said, I'm still trying to cross that bridge, understanding it's natural for you to have instincts. That's natural for you to have these to be psychic. It's natural. And I'll let Matt, what you got to say.
Yeah, I got for what Fearless said earlier about closing my eyes and seeing at night and trying to hear instead of looking. I have noticed with myself that whenever I do close my eyes, if I'm trying to track something down, like the bear that took our camera, that's how I ended up tracking the bear tracks to the camera. And what I did is close my eyes and felt the energy of which way he would have went. And I felt instantly that he was in a feeling like guilt. So he would have run straight up the hill. And that's whenever I opened my eyes and saw the trail that he ran. I think, oh, well, there he went. But yeah, Fearless says, close your eyes, you might get more. Yes, it's very true because it's within. It's your natural ability around you. I think that's something.
Yeah, let me say something on that part. That was the weirdest thing. Matt standing there. The bear had come and took our trail can that we had went out, and it was sitting there pointing at our truck and all. And so Matt got up there and he's like, okay, he went straight up. I mean, he just felt it. And so he took off running up this side of this mountain straight up. And I'm like, you're crazy, dude. And so he run straight up and he come way up there and he found the camera way up there, like we ran to it. So again, right? And I'm like, that's the kind of stuff I see with Matthew all the time. I'm like, holy crap, we are psychic, and I just got to figure out how to be more open to it. But anyway,
That's how I ice fish. Actually, I do meditative, like seeing under the ice through like my body, and that's how I actually ice fish. And I always outbeat the cameras that people have. I outbeat everybody every time. Since the very first time I was ever taken out, I just go out there and I feel under the ice. Nobody's allowed to talk to me or anything. I'm in my happy space. I'm in my like meditative world of seeing under the water through my body. And I'm like, yep. I love that. So that's so exciting. I'm so glad you do that.
That's
I'm
awesome.
going to try that. Thank you for saying it.
So far we've had the advice about paying attention to our breath work, listening rather than being overly dependent on what we're seeing, Denise, that was from Fearlessly. Denise brought out intuition and focusing on love, and don't forget about God. Jim and Matt talked about closing their eyes and listening, and it got them their camera back from that bear. And I want to add something that's really weird and kind of unorthodox in this field, but I'm going to say it anyway. You know, many times my guides have communicated with me through pareidolia. And what we get, I think pareidolia has a bad rap. And so people are going, oh, you look out in some trees and stuff, and it looks like a spirit. Oh, that's pareidolia. So we just forget that. We're not going to take that in seriously. We look at the sky and we see some flashing lights. Oh, that's just pareidolia, or it's a satellite. You know what I mean? We're always, but I think pareidolia is another gift. I think that's another part of our intuition, our inborn listening mechanisms, our visualization, our mind's eye. I think it's part of it. And I can often tell what my emotional state is by the kind of pareidolia I see. And it's weird because I let my pareidolia run pretty wild. Sometimes I see clowns. We're clowns. I'm not particularly fond of clowns, but I think the message is maybe you're taking life too seriously. Maybe, you know what I mean? And so I want people to, over the holidays, if you're in a stressful family situation, whatever, just sit there and let your pareidolia run wild. You'll be amazed. You might be so entertained, you don't care where you are for turkey dinner. I'm sorry, no disrespect for the serious Christmas celebrants, but I'm more kind of, it's, first of all, I'm aware that Christmas is a pagan holiday, that people have turned into a Christian holiday. And I think it doesn't matter what you worship. If you're a good person and it brings joy in the darkest time of the year, you know, that's awesome. But I really like the solstice because that is when the days start getting longer. So for me, the solstice is a great day of promise. It's the sun's coming back and days are going to get longer. And it's just so awesome. Oh, Jay, isn't that kind of you? He just went and subbed to Fearlessly. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And so that's basically it. So we've been given some awesome tools that y'all out there in the audience can use or think about. Please feel free to watch this video again if you want more inspiration. I want to ask those, okay, I want to ask TKB, Denise, and Fearlessly, if you guys would feel like coming back on January the 11th. January the 11th, so that would be the second Sunday in January. If you guys would like to come back, I thought let's go full tilt on predictions. And like I said, they don't have to be for sure. They don't have to come true. Just whatever your spidey sense is telling you, that would be great. So if you want to check your calendars and see if that works for you guys, that would be great. I'm going to just write down here because sometimes my memory is, we won't say it. We won't talk about that. We will stay positive. Yeah. What do you guys think of that day? Did you think that might be work for you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. I have it scheduled and I will remind you guys. And then what I will do is I'll keep it informal. You don't have to send me anything. I'll get you all to introduce yourselves and say how, you know, who you are and what you're doing, and we'll just get right into it. We'll have a lot of fun. And I think it'll be a great show. Like today is also a great show. I'm hoping it'll be very inspirational to people. So before we say goodbye, anybody got any last minute tips, tricks, or messages?
I just want to say thank you for doing this. It was so nice to meet everyone. It really was. And thank you.
Yeah. I echo that. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, Karen, for, again, just being the inspiration that you are that made this very moment possible.
Yes.
So, thank you.
Oh, thank you guys. Seriously, you make my day. Every show I'm on, I get to say hi to some wonderful people, and you guys are intelligent, you're sensitive, you're just awesome. And I'm so grateful you came on today and that we did this. This was awesome. When I didn't have a guest for today, I went, aha, this is my golden opportunity to meet some of my homies. And here we are. So, okay, with all of that, then I guess we'll say goodbye. We'll say goodbye also to those watching the replay, those listening on an audio podcast. I don't know much about how the audios work, but if you feel like giving me some stars, that would be really awesome. And we'll see you all on Wednesday if you're able to make it for the Quantum Guide Show. And with all of that, we'll just say goodbye and take care, everybody. Thank you for joining me for the Aliens and Angels podcast. Read about my true life ET contact in my book called Transdimensional Meet the New Neighbors, which is now available on Amazon worldwide. Subscribe to my YouTube, Rumble, and X channels at Karen Holton TV. The like button and leave me a comment. And please do share this podcast with your friends. Check out my website at www.karenholtonhealthcoach.com to see my free resources and amazing products and services. All of the links will be in the description below. As part of the Forbidden Knowledge Network, you'll also find the Quantum Guide Show with Karen Holton on all audio platforms. Until next time, keep up the good work.